Hey guys, Zaonic here. Welcome to Frankenswitch Ep.2. Today we'll be reviewing a switch combo I've called the Crimson Creams. So, after so much time using only tactile switches, I finally decided to give linear switches another shot. I got some Keyfirst Cream switches as a cheaper underdog alternative to the linear switches I'd constantly heard about. The Keyfirst Creams were smooth feeling and the spring weight felt very nice. They were pretty scratchy stock, but I know the more expensive novelty cream switches are just as scratchy stock, so it was not a big deal. One thing I didn't like, however, was that the switch stem was short, and while it had some clack, it did not provide the sharp bottom out and clack that I'd grown to love from using halo stem style tactile switches. There was also a fair bit of stem wobble, so I decided to research the best linear stems with long poles to swap in for the cheapest price. With Thocky linears being so popular, I was only really able to find a handful of discussions on swapping longer stems into linear switches. Longer poles are so common in the tactile world, but they just don't seem as popular for linear switches. I did end up joining a group buy for JX stems, which are really nice long stems, but I needed them much sooner. So after some more research, I decided to buy Burgundy Pro switches, as they have long poles, are super budget, and they're always available. Now, using these stems is a somewhat controversial choice. Their long stem pole length does give us a louder, more responsive sound in bottom out, but it also reduces the overall travel distance of the key push. This makes the standard 4mm total distance of the Keyfirst Cream switch drop down to 3.6mm, but that part is usually fine for most people. The real controversy comes from the fact that the stem legs are also longer, which causes the key press to register or actuate more quickly and higher in the key press than it normally would. This makes typing much more sensitive, which could be good or bad depending on your preference. Here we can see that the original cream stem pole is short enough to be pressed all the way down into the housing. When we swap in the Burgundy Pro stem, the elongated pole bottoms out sooner, allowing some of the stem to still stick out from the top of the housing. Although it's not possible to show, the original stem has actuation occurring near the middle of the key press, whereas the Burgundy stem's shorter actuation time causes the key press to register higher up, closer to the start of the push. What I can show is just how sensitive this makes a key press. Notice how the actuation occurs noticeably higher in the middle of the key, where it would normally be on a switch. This may take some getting used to if you type very lightly, but if you bottom out, it's going to yield the same result anyway, and it's just going to take you a little less time to get to the bottom out. So, here's a typing test using our new Crimson Cream switches on a hot swap PCB with an aluminum plate. I would have preferred to use a PC plate, but they are all currently soldered, so we will use what we have. After typing on the new switches for a few hours, I no longer noticed the shorter overall travel distance or the quicker actuation speed, and I stopped misclicking the keys entirely. It was surprisingly easy to adjust to such a different feel and style, and I ended up really liking them. After typing on tactiles for so long, typing on these switches felt like my fingers were floating softly over the keys, and my words per minute actually went up somehow. If you have the time to experiment, this is a pretty affordable way to test out some new ideas. You can always throw the leftover Keyfirst Cream stems into the Burgundy housing to create a very basic feeling linear switch. If not, I would wait for the next JX stem group I, or try some other non-pro Kale switches, as they will not change the actuation distance of your Frankenswitch, and you won't have to take the time to adjust to them. Alright everyone, well thanks for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Like and subscribe if you wish. If not, peace.